Good morning and welcome to the new work week. I'm meteorologist Kevin Smith here at the National Weather Service in Pocatello with another edition of your weather hazard briefing for Monday, November 15th. So, as often seems to be the case, we have two weather systems on tap here in the forecast over the next 7 days or so. System number one is on its way in tonight into at least the morning hours on Tuesday, but some impacts lingering into the afternoon as well. Really, the big story with this system is going to be the wind. It's not going to be so much travel impacts for most areas. Not going to see a ton of snowfall out of it, but it's going to be noticeably windy and noticeably cold on the backside of this system. So we're expecting a quick 2 to 4 hour hit of some rain and snow showers right along the cold front. That'll really be during the overnight hours into the early morning hours on Tuesday. Expect that as early as about midnight to 1 a.m. for places like Stanley and the Wood River Valley area, and then shifting from west to east across southeast Idaho overnight, wrapping up with just a few lingering showers in the eastern highland zone along the Wyoming border by about daybreak on Tuesday. Colder on Tuesday behind that front. Again, it's a very early morning front, but much colder on Wednesday as that new air mass deepens behind this system. And I'll show you those temperatures here in just a moment. A little bit of a break then, and then system number two comes in for late Thursday night, Friday really being the target for that system, but some impacts lingering into Saturday morning. We are expecting a little bit more widespread rain and snow activity with this system. A little bit more accumulation potential, at least at the higher elevations. And one of the big questions here, will our temperature profile support some snow right down to valley floors Friday morning, even including large portions of the Snake Plain, at least for a few hours Friday morning. And we'll try to show you that graphically here in just a moment as well. Okay, breaking all this down by day and by geographic area, breezy today. We're going to see some high-level clouds come in. We're going to see the winds start to ramp up a little bit, but nothing getting too out of hand as far as impacts across the region today. So little to no risk here indicated on our outlook. The big day is going to be Tuesday, and it's going to be front-loaded during the morning hours with that cold front coming through, windy conditions for much of the day across the Snake Plain and Magic Valley. I think this will be strongest during the morning, maybe starting to taper as we go into the afternoon, and we put some mileage on us behind the cold front here. At least breezy, if not localized windy conditions for the whole rest of the forecast area as well, particularly starting along that front during the very early morning and then continuing into the day. Morning rain and snow showers everywhere. We may see a few rain and snow showers lingering again in the eastern highlands along that Wyoming border zone into the afternoon, but for most of us, it's going to be a quick hit of rain and snow showers during the overnight into the very early morning hours. Most areas wrapping that activity up by about sunrise on Tuesday. Colder certainly on Tuesday, but quite colder, noticeably wintry as far as temperatures go on Wednesday across the region, although Wednesday into Thursday will be another break. And then our second system starts late Thursday night, but really focused on Friday with a little bit more widespread rain and snow. We put minor risk levels here in the matrix so far for Friday, but we'll continue to see how the forecast data trends. Easy to see that next system coming in here. There's a spin up here off the coast of Canada, a nice stream of moisture and cloud cover coming into the Pacific Northwest here on our satellite. And as we come in a little closer to Idaho, you can already see that higher level cloud cover starting to creep in across the area. Impacts again holding off until after midnight tonight as far as rain and precipitation. So with this system coming in, again, wind is the main story, and if you're headed north out of Idaho, widespread high wind warnings and wind advisories in effect all the way up to the Canadian border. Down here in our forecast area, our office has issued a wind advisory in effect from 5 a.m. Tuesday until 8 p.m. Tuesday, right up and down the Snake Plain corridor here into the eastern Magic Valley. Again, these winds are going to ramp up prior to sunrise right along that cold front, continue through the morning, maybe start to taper in the afternoon, but certainly windy throughout the day in this region. And this is the corridor where we have the greatest potential impacts for some difficult driving for high-profile vehicles, some outdoor objects blowing around, and we may see some localized blowing dust in this corridor too, provided the ground ground is dry enough and we have that soil exposed on some of our agricultural areas. High temperatures today, not bad at all. Check out these readings. 48 in Island Park, but that's on the cold side. 63 forecast here for Pocatello this afternoon. 65 out in Minidoka, 68 for Burley, even 54 up in Stanley. It's going to feel really nice for this time of year across the region today. Here comes the wind. Okay, we're going to start ramping up this afternoon. These are the readings we're expecting this evening into the first part of tonight. Generally southwest winds sustained at about 10 to 20 miles an hour. Over here on the left, the right graphic here, the brighter graphic, is wind gusts during that period into the first part of tonight. You can see the terrain really lighting up here in the central mountains with gusts over 40 as we go into this time frame, and even late afternoon into the evening we'll start to ramp up some 25 to 35 mile per hour gusts even down here into the Snake Plains. So that trend begins here as we go throughout the day into this evening. Now Tuesday, we're going to start these winds earlier than you would normally expect for our region. These winds are going to be in place by sunrise across the region on Tuesday. Sustained winds, generally west-southwest here at about 30 to 35 miles per hour, and you can see the highest values here up the Snake Plain corridor where that wind advisory is in effect. A little bit lighter as we go into our terrain areas, but still noticeably breezy out there, and certainly some of the peaks will be gusting quite efficiently as well. Over here on the right, here's those wind gusts. Again, starting by daybreak, continuing through the day, 40 to at least 45 mile per hour gusts expected here in the Snake Plain and Eastern Magic Valley corridor. May see those readings at some of the peaks and ridge lines as well across the region. And then everyone seeing gusts of at least 25 to 35 with this system coming through Tuesday. Okay, storm total snowfall. Remember, this is going to be a really quick hit on the precipitation starting after midnight tonight in the Central Mountains and then moving west to east across the area, generally wrapping up by about sunrise on Tuesday. Not expecting major impacts from snow. May see a little bit of a dusting up here in Stanley. May see several inches at the higher elevations of the Sawtooths and a few other mountain locales here, but generally not expecting much of that snow to get down into any population centers. Even places like Haley, Sun Valley, and Driggs are going to be quite marginal on the temperatures. Probably most of the precipitation is going to wrap up for these locations before we get enough cold air in behind the cold front Tuesday morning to really work with there. So that's what we're expecting for snowfall. Again, a few rain showers mixed in as you get into the lower elevations here as well. Colder, high temperatures Tuesday behind that front. Again, windy all day long, so it's going to feel even a little colder than this, but readings topping out in the upper 30s to low 40s. Check out Wednesday. Over here on the left, we have morning low temperatures near zero up in the Stanley area, getting down into the teens for just about everyone across southeast Idaho. A very cold air mass coming in, at least compared to what we're used to so far this season behind the cold front. And then Wednesday afternoon readings are shown over here on the right graphic, only getting into the 30s for everyone across our southeast Idaho forecast area. So it will feel quite wintry on Wednesday. Thursday, we rebound a little bit. Still very cold Thursday morning. Morning forecast here on the left. Still getting down into the teens to low 20s. 6 degrees in Stanley, certainly cold in the Copper Basin as well and the Island Park area, but afternoon readings starting to rebound just a little bit, getting up into the upper 30s to mid 40s on Thursday. Again, a break between systems until at least Thursday night when we start to bring in another round of precipitation. So very early look here at some of the numbers that we're starting to play with here for Thursday night into Saturday morning, kind of Friday being the focus, the core focus of this system number 2. And you can see here we do have a little shading down into a lot of lower elevation areas. I know right now we're showing 0 on accumulation for places like Pocatello and Blackfoot, but temperatures may support snow at the onset very early Friday morning right down into the lower elevations. Maybe not for Burley or Oakley where temperatures will be just a bit warmer, but outside of that immediate Eastern Magic Valley area, chance of seeing some flakes for everyone. So the big question question is, will we see enough snow to have any sort of travel impact on Friday morning? I think that potential certainly increases as you get into the mountains. North of Ketchum, maybe an inch or two for Stanley, maybe 3 to 6 inches or so up in the higher elevations of the Sawtooth Mountains, and certainly the Tetons getting hit quite nicely there as well. So we'll continue to watch these numbers and see how the forecast data trends here over the next several days. So that's what we're looking at. Again, wind, the big story with this first system, very cold air coming in behind it for Tuesday, but particularly Wednesday. We catch a break, and then we'll be watching for a little bit better chance of those travel impacts as we get into Friday across southeast Idaho. That's it for your briefing this morning. As always, questions, comments, concerns, we are here 24/7. Feel free to reach out via email or phone or social media to us here at the office, and have a great Monday.